Station Street murder-suicide. Woman fatally stabbed by jealous partner. The Guyana police force is investigating a tragic murder-suicide incident that occurred on Saturday evening, October 12, 2024, at a residence on Station Street, Kitty. The incident claimed the lives of 25-year-old Eunice Zamora Castro and her 60-year-old reputed husband, known only as LTO. Both individuals were Venezuelan nationals who had been living together as a couple. Preliminary investigations indicate that jealousy may have been a key factor leading to the fatal confrontation between the two. According to reports, the relationship had recently soured, with Castro expressing her desire to end the relationship due to LTO's possessive behavior. On the day of the incident, the couple returned home from work and were seen sitting together on the veranda of their two-story concrete home, which they shared with other Venezuelan nationals. LTO handed Castro $1,000 to clear a minor debt, but she indicated that she did not have change and would repay him later. Following this interaction, LTO moved to the lower flat of the house. Shortly thereafter, Eunice Castro went to the lower flat and was on her phone when LTO approached her with a knife. He then attacked Castro, inflicting multiple stab wounds. Anislady Diaz Leblanche, a 42-year-old cleaner and cook who was a close friend of Castro, witnessed the incident and fled the scene in fear. The police were summoned to the location, where they discovered Castro lying face-up with multiple stab wounds and LTO hanging from the roof of the house. Both individuals were pronounced dead at the scene by Dr. Pluck from the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC. A post-mortem examination revealed that Eunice Castro sustained 14 stab wounds, while LTO had inflicted 9 stab wounds to his own chest area before taking his life. The Guyana police force continues to investigate this tragic incident. The authorities are urging anyone with additional information to come forward to aid in the investigation. The Guyana police force extends its condolences to the families and friends affected by this tragedy and reminds the public of the importance of seeking help in situations of domestic conflict and violence. Police investigate fatal accident involving pedal cyclist in La Grange. The Guyana police force is conducting investigations into a fatal accident that occurred on Sunday, October 13, 2024, at approximately 14:45 HRS on the public road at La Grange, West Bank Demerara. The incident resulted in the death of 56-year-old pedal cyclist Shaman Ally, a resident of Lot 39 Independence Street, La Grange. The accident involved motorcar #PMM 9424, driven by 34-year-old Kelvin Hodge. Preliminary investigations suggest that Shaman Ally was riding south along the eastern side of the road and was not holding onto the cycle handle when he lost control of the bicycle. Ally swerved westward, colliding with the left side front fender of the motorcar, which was traveling in the same direction. As a result of the collision, Ally fell onto the road, sustaining injuries to his head and body. He was picked up in a semi-conscious state by emergency medical technicians, EMTs, and transported to the West Demerara Regional Hospital. Despite efforts by the medical team, he succumbed to his injuries at around 17:30 HRS. The body of the deceased is currently at the Ezekiel mortuary, awaiting a post-mortem examination. The driver of motorcar #PMM 9424 has been taken into custody and is assisting with the ongoing investigation. The Guyana police force extends its condolences to the family of Shaman Ally and urges all road users to exercise caution to prevent further tragedies on the roadways. Family of slain Kuru Kururu resident appeals to police for justice. Kaider News reports, relatives of Aubrey Richardson, a 61-year-old resident of Kuru Kururu known as Gubi, who was shot during a robbery and succumbed to his injuries on September 5, 2024, are urging the Guyana Police Force, GPF, to intensify efforts to bring his killers to justice. The tragic incident occurred on August 24, 2024, at Satai Shop in Yarrowcabra on the Soesdijk-Linden Highway. Richardson had left his home with a friend at approximately 20:30 HRS to visit the shop. During the visit, he was shot by one of 4 armed bandits who also stole cash and jewelry from the shop before fleeing the scene. According to the family, Richardson was left bleeding on the ground for an extended period before his friends responded to his pleas for help. They transported him in the bus he operated, stopping to pick up his son at Jamun Tree, Kuru Kururu, and rushed him to the hospital. Despite spending almost 2 weeks in the ICU, Richardson eventually succumbed to septic shock caused by the injuries he sustained. While a post-mortem report indicated that Richardson died from injuries related to a single gunshot wound, the family claims a further inspection of his body revealed evidence suggesting he may have been shot more than once. This, coupled with reports from the community, has led relatives to suspect that there may be more to the story than initially reported. The family also expresses frustration over the slow progress in the investigation, despite providing police with potential leads. They have raised concerns that the police have yet to apprehend any suspects or issue a wanted notice for a key individual implicated in the shooting, who is also wanted for another crime committed earlier this year. Relatives believe that the suspects in the case were known to Richardson and have expressed concern that efforts to investigate the incident comprehensively may be hindered. They allege that there could be attempts to cover up aspects of the crime, including a failure to act on the positive identification of one of the offenders by a witness. The family remains steadfast in their demand for a transparent and thorough investigation, urging the authorities to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice and that no individual involved in the crime is shielded. They fear that without decisive action, the case may become cold, and the truth may remain hidden. Region 6 residents to benefit from enhanced drainage with new excavators. Residents of Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, are set to experience improved drainage and irrigation systems, following the handover of 5 new excavators by Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa. The machines are part of the ministry's ongoing efforts under the Flood Risk Management Project to strengthen the region's infrastructure and address flooding concerns. During a ceremony on Saturday, Minister Mustafa delivered 2 small excavators to the Neighborhood Democratic Council (NDC) in Black Bushpolder and 1 large excavator, along with 2 mini excavators, to the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority (NDIA) office in Tarlaji, Quarantine. The new equipment, which includes a large excavator costing $46 million and mini excavators priced at $13.5 million each, will enhance the region's ability to maintain and improve drainage systems, directly benefiting farmers and residents. At the Tarlaji handover, Minister Mustafa emphasized that the machinery should be dedicated to public works first, prioritizing areas such as Cromarty and Philippi, before being used for private assistance. It seems that a few persons are making decisions behind our backs, and it's affecting not them, it's affecting the government, and we have to stop that immediately, Minister Mustafa stated, urging transparency and accountability in the use of the equipment. He assured residents that the machinery would remain within designated areas until tasks are completed, with a focus on desilting main canals first. Minister Mustafa also announced plans to repair 4 small excavators currently out of service in the region, ensuring they are returned to full functionality and assigned to various communities. How many need to be fixed? We will fix those and assign them to the various local government bodies, he affirmed. In addition to the machinery allocated to Region 6, Minister Mustafa delivered 2 mini excavators to the MMAADA at Onverwagt, West Coast Berbice. These excavators, acquired at a cost of $27 million under the Flood Risk Management Project, will aid in maintaining internal drainage systems within the MMA scheme. The minister also highlighted the government's commitment to providing opportunities for young people through skill-building initiatives. He introduced 2 young women trained through the Board of Industrial Training (BIT) program who have been employed as operators for the new equipment. Vanita Shattergun, 27, and Divya Ragbur, 22, expressed their gratitude for the opportunity to apply their skills in this new role. Shattergun, a former security officer, and Ragbur both shared their excitement about contributing to the community's development. The provision of these excavators and the training of skilled operators are part of the government's broader efforts to improve infrastructure and create opportunities for the youth in Region 6. The Ministry of Agriculture remains committed to working alongside local authorities to ensure efficient and effective use of these resources, addressing the needs of farmers and residents across the region. Motorcyclist dies in Echles crash. The Guyana police force is currently investigating a tragic accident that took place today on Echles Public Road, resulting in the death of a 30-year-old motorcyclist, Dylan Abrams, of Lot 91, Field Sophia, Greater Georgetown. According to initial reports, Dylan Abrams, accompanied by a female pillion rider, was traveling south along the eastern carriageway of the Echles Public Road when he lost control of the motorcycle. The motorcycle collided with the concrete median dividing the eastern and western carriageways. The impact caused both Abrams and the pillion rider to be thrown onto the road, sustaining severe injuries. Emergency services, led by Dr. Kissoon, responded promptly, but despite their efforts, the motorcyclist was pronounced dead at the scene. The female pillion rider was found in an unconscious state and was transported by ambulance to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. She is currently undergoing treatment for a punctured lung, a fractured right leg, and head injuries. Her condition is listed as critical. The The Guyana police force continues its investigation into the circumstances surrounding this fatal accident and urges motorists to exercise caution when traveling on the roadways. 37-year-old security guard dies in ATV accident at Sand Hill Trail. The Guyana police force is investigating a fatal ATV accident that claimed the life of 37-year-old Marlon Davison on Sunday afternoon, October 13, 2024. The incident occurred on the Sand Hill Trail, Kuyuni-Mazaruni, Region 7, around 17:25 HRS. Marlon Davison, who was employed with Hopkinson Mining Security Firm and resided in Puturoyan, West Bank Demerara, was traveling east along the northern side of Sand Hill Trail at a high speed when he lost control of the ATV. The vehicle flipped over, pinning Davison beneath it. Public-spirited individuals on the scene assisted in picking up Davison, who was in an unconscious state, and transported him to the Bartica Regional Hospital. Unfortunately, upon arrival, he was pronounced dead. The Guyana police force extends its condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of Marlon Davison and continues to urge caution when operating apps, particularly on uneven terrain. PAHO urges countries in the Americas to strengthen dengue response as cases reach record highs. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, has issued an urgent call for countries in the Americas to reinforce their dengue response plans, as the region faces a record number of cases in 2024. With the peak transmission season beginning in South America, PAHO emphasizes the need for enhanced surveillance, early diagnosis, and timely care to mitigate severe cases and reduce fatalities. As of September 9, 2024, the region of the Americas has reported over 11.7 million dengue cases, more than double the number recorded in 2023. All 4 serotypes of the dengue virus are now present in the region, increasing the likelihood of severe illness and posing a heightened risk to public health. The Southern Cone subregion has seen a dramatic surge in dengue cases, with an increase of over 250% compared to the same period last year. Although the case fatality rate in the subregion remains relatively low, the growing number of cases raises concerns about potential severe outcomes and increased pressure on healthcare systems. PAHO is urging its member states to prioritize actions that will strengthen their response to dengue and other arboviruses. This includes focusing on enhanced surveillance, to monitor trends and detect outbreaks early diagnosis and timely care, ensuring prompt medical attention to reduce the risk of complications and fatalities, strengthening health systems, preparing health facilities and personnel to manage a potential influx of dengue cases, training healthcare workers, equipping frontline workers with the knowledge and skills to recognize and treat dengue effectively, providing clear guidance to patients and families, educating the public about preventive measures and recognizing early warning signs of severe dengue. The rise in dengue cases poses a significant challenge to health systems across the Americas, making regional cooperation and timely response crucial to minimize the impact. PAHO continues to collaborate with member states to implement measures that will protect communities and prevent the further spread of the virus.